Hi there. I want to share a little gift idea with you today. This is called a Sleep Suite Kit, and it's for anyone that is having a hard time sleeping. And this can be for a variety of reasons. It can be maybe they just had surgery and they're having a very difficult time getting comfortable and therefore getting any kind of good sleep. Or they could be going through a really difficult time and just losing sleep that way in the night. Or it could be someone who has lost a loved one and again is having a hard time sleeping because of that. In fact, I gave one of these to a friend of mine who had recently lost her husband, and when she looked at it and opened it up, she said, "Oh, this is really going to help because I'm just having a really hard time sleeping ever since my husband died." So it's not that it's going to actually solve all of their sleep problems, but the idea is that there is just a thoughtful little gift that you have given them and covered 6 bases with 6 little items that are in it that I'm going to go ahead and show you now. I have everything in a little bin here, so I keep all of my supplies handy so that when I want to make one of these up, I've got everything already handy. One thing that's in there is a little eye mask, which is very helpful for sleeping. You can also get a nicer one. This was just from the dollar store, so obviously it was $1, but you can also get one on Amazon or any place that you like to purchase things that is more expensive and maybe really room darkening. I don't know if this one is because I haven't used it, but the idea is that there's just something that's going to block out at least some or all light. Another thing I have in here is tea, and I get a kind of tea that has a name that has to do with sleeping or dreams or whatever. This one is called Sleep Tight. Another one I have by Bigelow is Sweet Dreams. So just anything that has a sleepy nature to it. And then another item I put in is melatonin. And because I want them to know what it is, I don't want them to just get a little packet like that and wonder what in the world is that. I took a picture of the front of the bottle, and then I turned it into a little graphic that I have printed up, and it's actually included in the free printable. So you just cut that out and put it in there, and they know exactly what they're getting. So there's that. And then I also have tissues, and you can put either a whole pack in, or you can just put one in, and you can even possibly put that into a little baggie if you want it kept, kind of separate from the other things. And you can also put in a whole pack of Tic Tacs, some kind of a breath mint, or a little, a tube of breath mints. But what I also did is I made another little topper for this, and I put it into just a little tiny, I think it's like a 1 by 2 inch or 1 by 1.5 inch baggie, and just put a few Tic Tacs in there, and could be also a couple of mints. The idea is not that you're supplying them forever, but just that you've got these thoughtful little items in here. And then another thing I put in is earplugs, and this one is a 1 inch by 1.5 inch baggie. You could get 1 by 2 inch, whatever, but I just get them in a larger pack and then just put 2 at a time into the little baggie that goes in here. So I think that's all 6 items, and I just want to show you a few more details about putting it together. So here they all are, and I have a nice little baggie that's gusseted on the sides, which makes it pop out a little bit more. It's not just a flat bag. But I put in my items. Because it's a little long, I fold that in half and put it in here. Oops. So you can see here that there's a seam. Okay, I always make sure that that's in the back. Not all bags come with a seam, but if you do have one, it just looks nicer to put it in the back. So that's in there. And then I've got my tissue. These are fun to just have a colorful one. You don't have to. You can even just take a regular tissue and fold it up and put it in there. Then I've got my melatonin, and that's going to go in. So I'm kind of doing these by size, so the taller things are towards the back. And then I've got my Sweet Dreams tea. I'm going to put that in behind the melatonin. And then I've got my mints. And those will just fit down in there. And then my earplugs. I have 2 different options for you. First of all, I've got this first page here that has just little tips and ideas and just kind of what I'm saying right now to you, but it's all written down here. And then I've got 5 little melatonin labels, so you just cut one of those out and put it in with the melatonin. So that's just the introductory part. So I've got one page that's the tags. This is a tag, okay? So this is one way to do it. And those are right here, and I've got really tiny, soft little lines so that you can see right where to cut it. So you do that, and on one end of it, you would do some kind of an end. I have a tag punch that I use, but you can also just angle it off and do a hole punch. And then down at the other end, you can see I needed to cut it off just a little bit. You can just, you know, so whatever length you want, but then you do one of those banner corners. So I've got that there. So that's the tag one, and that's what it looks like, all finished. I also have a topper, and these are fun as well, just a different way to do it. So they come, there's like 2 in each row, and then what I do is I cut the page in half, which is at 4 1/4 inches. That's what, 8 1/2, half of that is 4 1/4. So I'm going to check and see if this is the right width for my bag, because everyone's going to have maybe a different size of bag. So I'm going to take a look here and see. It's just a little bit too wide, and I like it to be pretty close. So I'm going to cut off 1/8 of an inch on each side. I'm not real exact, but that's just the idea, just to get it down to size, closer to the width of the bag. And then I've also got lines on here. This first one is going to be a fold line, so I will just score along that. And then this next line is going to be the cut line, and so I will cut along that one. And then I'll fold that in half, and it should fit pretty well now. Okay, so I will fit this down over the whole top there, and then with my stapler, and there it is. So there's my bag with the topper. So that's the 2 different options that you've got right there. So that's basically all there is to it. It's good to just keep your items on hand so that you don't have to rush to the store every time you want to do one of these. We actually put these into what we call a comfort basket for people at our church who have loved ones that pass away. So this is part of a larger group of items, which I will be doing another video on, but it's one element of it. So but you can actually also give this just as a gift on its own with a card, and that's a wonderful way to do it as well. So that's it for now. If you have any questions, let me know. If you have any additional ideas of what to put in one of these, I would love to hear. So thank you for watching.